Friends, it is time once again for our daily message of hope. And with today's message, here is Richard Eaton.
Friends, to brighten your day, here is our message of hope.
The world may grant us many gifts. We may find wealth and power, good health and great fame. We may even know the wonder of human love. Yet none of these, nor all of these, can bring us the abiding boon of inward peace. Most priceless of all possessions, peace of mind is not the product of the intellect. It is not the reward of reason. Because it is God's richest and rarest treasure, He has buried peace of mind more deeply within the soul than any other of His gifts. He has placed it at the furthest point of the inward path. If we desire devoutly and with wholeness of heart to seek inward peace, we shall not count the cost of relinquishing lesser things that we must give up in order to devote ourselves increasingly to spiritual understanding. Pleasant memories are the flowers of life. Yes, pleasant memories are the flowers of life, and we are privileged to enjoy them as long as we do not forget that they are as fragile as flowers. Unpleasant memories are sturdier. Like weeds, they can thrive without care. If their sturdy character is not recognized, they can grow and destroy the flowers that cheer our lives. As long as we understand that we are masters of unpleasant events, the weeds of life no longer can threaten our very soul with suffocation. Man is master of every circumstance. When we can place our problems in a drawer and await their solution, we have attained maturity. If you are determined to think about, to worry about your troubles, then it is difficult for you to have peace of mind. Human beings have a queer way of disturbing their own peace, and then trying to lay the blame for the disturbance upon someone else. We must learn that peace begins to operate in our affairs when we accept peace within our mind. And you know, peace surrounds us like a great sea. But like the fishes in the big ocean, we are asking where the water is. We are like the housewife who found one bad potato on the table and called everyone's attention to it, working herself up into a state of indignation. Even a bad penny can be made to shut out of view a $10 bill if we hold it close enough to our eyes. Are you easily disturbed? If you are, I would say take it easy. Calm. You're not the only such person. In this highly wrought, oversensitive age of strenuous business activity, mental tensions, nervous strain are common and assail almost everyone. It's the unusual person today who is never disturbed or upset by something now and then. Don't think that you're different from most other persons if you sometimes become disturbed mentally and even physically upset by some unexpected shock or disappointment that leaves you dispirited and limp, so to speak. We must not let disappointments down us. How much better it is to take life in its stride, a wonderful stride, living one day at a time, giving the best we have to others, and not expecting too much in return. When we do this, we shall find we have more peace of mind, and we shall reap more in return in the way of rewards than ever before, or at least a great deal more than we did while letting ourselves become disrupted, distracted, and unsettled by the disturbing little things that come along. Now, I say little things because, you know, most of our mental anxieties and upsets are caused not by big troubles, but by little matters that might be dismissed from the mind. If you happen to be subject to despondency or dejection and are easily disturbed by the small unpleasant happenings in your own home or personal life, I know you can be cured of all this and become a renewed person. If you discover the cause of your depression and remove it, then the mental anxieties and most of the physical ailments, imaginary or otherwise, disappear like a morning mist before the rising sun. When you discover the cause of your despondency, you'll find it's nothing much at all, perhaps only an imaginary something. For example, do you know adults who are constantly getting their feelings hurt? Persons who cannot go into a crowd, to church even, or among friends without becoming frustrated over something said or heard. It's peculiar the things that we let stand between us and peace and happiness. For example, a certain woman let an old musical instrument, an heirloom, stand between her and peace of mind. It seems that some damage was done to the little heirloom, and she lost several nights' sleep worrying about it, because she felt sure that a man who was interested in it and borrowed it to inspect it had taken parts away from it. She was even planning to get a detective to fingerprint the suspected person. Now, this little old musical instrument is probably only worth $5 or $10. But the strange part of the story is that all the time that the woman was worrying about the damage done to the musical instrument, an opportunity for which she had been praying a long time was opening up to her. And because of her worry, why, she nearly overlooked it. She finally realized her mistake, turned her attention to her new opportunity, put aside her feeling about the musical instrument, which she then turned over to God for safekeeping, forgiving the suspect. This lifted a great load from her mind, and after that, she was able to sleep in peace. Now you can see that the real destroyer of her peace was herself, her own thoughts, not the man she suspected. In the eyes of the world, maybe this man did something wrong, but he had no power to destroy peace of mind for this woman without her consent. God's abiding peace is greater than all of man's troubles. It is a wise man who casts his troubles into God's sea of peace, where they silently sink out of sight. God's sea of peace is able to swallow up every difficulty that disturbs the soul of man. And so I say, if you are disturbed, mentally let go of all your worries. Yes, of suspicion and fear and condemnation. In this manner, your whole life can be filled with peace and love and happiness, harmony and plenty. Louise Reeves offered some helpful thoughts about how to enjoy peace of mind. She says, "Let us not be offended by anything. Let us turn aside the angry retort, smile at the hasty rebuke, be silent when heated arguments arise, be guided by the truth that underlies the appearance of evil, send out loving thoughts when discord and injustice seem in control. Let us not let any annoying thing enter our consciousness. Let us be still in mind and heart when excitement prevails. Let us establish order when conditions are muddled. Let us be filled with peace when there is anxiety and fear of calamity." As we learn to do this for just 1 moment, better for 1 hour or for 1 day, we soon find that our life is expressing harmony in all things. We become wise in making the right choices. We lose our fears of lack, of ill health even, of discord. We learn to use our energy in a constructive way to perform tasks capably and successfully. In fact, we bring into our daily living that great peace which all enjoy who allow nothing to offend them. The other day a man confessed that for the first time in his 50 years he had enjoyed what he called peace of mind. He said he knew he possessed it now, and for keeps, because he'd made that peace of mind for himself out of the same events that before had kept him uneasy and miserable. Stop, look, and listen is an old and a trite saying. Each of us can find peace of mind if we will but stop and think and understand. So long as you feel that something or some person outside yourself is responsible for your troubles, You'll never get rid of them. You'll never overcome your difficulties. Place first things first in your life if you would know harmony. Do we place everything before God in our life? If we are leaving first things until last, we must make a new plan. No harmony comes until we establish our life on a basis of putting first things first. Listen to the deep wisdom within you as you face new situations, difficult crises, unfamiliar surroundings, even strange people. We need to avoid the tendency to rush into action, to fight back. We need to wait with peace of mind, to listen. We must learn to understand the motives of others. We have a tendency to expect others to be flawless and completely logical. When we refuse place to the habit of blaming other people instead of trying to understand them and see the other side of the picture, we set in motion the powerful force of harmony. Now, are you irritated by your contact with people? Do people rub you the wrong way? Do you live in a house with loved ones who seem to keep you unhappy? Do you come home weary and tired at night? The constant buffing of personality? Well, when a workman desires to give a satin finish to a piece of wood, he sandpapers it until it is perfectly smooth. He rounds off the sharp corners, smooths the edges, until the wood presents a shining, unmarred surface. And just as a workman sandpapers the wood in order to bring out its beauty, so does life sometimes sandpaper us to smooth off some of our rough corners. It brings out some hidden beauty in us. We must realize this sandpapering is for our highest good, and that we are being rubbed the wrong way or sandpapered because we are becoming prepared, finished. Our fellow man with whom we work may have to sandpaper us, maybe our teacher. Sandpapering is the exact thing we need for our growth at this particular time. So be patient, be calm, seek peace of mind within. Do your level best, then let go and let God. Friends, you've been listening once again to our message of hope. God bless you, everyone.
Listen again tomorrow for another Message of Hope with Richard Eaton. This is UBC, the United